Well, after that, I lost my family, my friends, everything. I kind of got into a very, very big depression because I was getting death threats.
Death threats?
Many girls wrote me, "Hey, Alexandra, how was with Cinderella escorts? Should I sell my virginity?" And
Harriet Sugar Cookie, and today I'm with Alexandra Catherine.
nice to meet you here.
You may know her as the girl who sold her virginity through Cinderella escorts for $2 million. The story was absolutely global last year, and today I've got her in to find out about her experience and exactly what happened. So I think the first question that everyone wants to know is, how did it go?
Well, it never happened actually. Like, it was no bidder, it's a non-existent person. And
Wait. Are you telling me that you didn't sell your virginity?
yes, I didn't sell my virginity, it's completely true.
If you could tell us, how did it start?
Well, actually, he texted me, like, we met on a platform of social media, and we've been talking, and one day he comes up with a marketing idea proposal. And the thing was that I would kind of become famous, like with my modeling career, and maybe gets on Gucci or Chanel, and whatever the TV brings you, like a lot of fans and publicity.
So the guy from Cinderella Escorts offered you an opportunity to become famous.
Yes. And of course, me as a child by then, because...
Wait, how old were you?
Well, I was 18 when I got to the ETV and do the This Morning show. But when we were talking about the whole experience, the whole plan, I was just 17.
Okay.
Yeah, well, of course I was like, whoa, me to be famous and to go on TV and all this kind of stuff. But after I came out of the show, the truth just showed up, because he lied to me a lot. He told me that he will never use my name, so my parents, my friends, and anybody from my country will not know that it was me. He promised me that what happened in UK will stay in UK, but it went global in like 1 or 2 hours. So it was very disturbing for me, and it really ruined my life forever since then. I got a lot of hate, like the media was attacking me.
And you weren't expecting that sort of backlash from the media?
No, truly, I thought that, oh, okay, look, I'm just going to this TV show, I'm just going to tell some lies, because we have to make a break here and say that when I got on the TV, he wrote me like, I don't know, 2 pages just to learn and memorize so I can answer them to the show.
So Cinderella Escorts gave you the answers to give to the media and also to This Morning?
Yes, well, they wanted to create a story about myself, you know, like to make people feel sorry for me so they will not be so harmful.
Can you walk me through exactly what the plan was?
So the plan was that I'm going to work on my modeling career, become a celebrity and all the stuff, and they will get so much publicity on their escort site.
And how were you going to get the modeling jobs?
Well, just by publicity, like just going to This Morning and telling that I'm a model, you know, so all the companies could see me there and just say, yes, I want that girl.
Was the initial plan simply to go on TV? Did you know about the newspaper articles that were going to be written about you?
Well, actually, no. The first plan was just to go to one TV show, and that's all. And I thought, okay, it's one TV show in UK, London. Nobody will find out. It will stay just in London. So I agreed with it.
So did Cinderella Escorts tell you that no one would find out, that it would only be limited to the UK region?
Yes, so they told me that. Also, they told me that they will not give my real name and my real country that I'm living. So yeah, that was a big disclaimer.
Yeah, of course, because you went and said that you weren't expecting your family to find out, but
Exactly.
they did find out.
Yes.
When did they find out?
Well, that's kind of a funny question, because when I got back home, I tried like every day at 7 p.m. I would drag my parents out of the house at the restaurant or something, so they could not be able to watch the news, because I knew that I was all over it. Yes.
So it was already on Romanian news as soon as it came out, pretty much.
It came out, yes. But the funny thing is that after, I believe, 3 or 4 days, my uncle just called my father and told him, hey, you know what? A BBC reporter said that he want an interview with me about Alexandra. And of course, I didn't know what he's talking about, so I called him a liar. I said, everything that is true about you and your family, can I come and discuss this with you? So my uncle comes. It is an interview online with this thing. Yes, and he brings a lot of paper from that BBC guy, and then the BBC guy calls me and says, Alexandra, can we come right now and do an interview with your parents? My parents freak out. They never been on TV.
Oh wow.
Yes, and it was crazy. Like, I didn't know what to say.
Did Cinderella Escort pay you anything for doing the marketing for them?
No, so Cinderella Escort literally paid me nothing but booking and what do you call, like the travel expenses, the food, drinks, and everything while I was at the show.
So tell me a bit about going on ITV this morning. How did that work? What was it like?
Well, I was very nervous because I've never been to such a huge TV show. I've been to TV shows.
Did you go by yourself?
Yes, unfortunately, I literally took the plane by myself, lying to my parents that I have a modeling event in London. And I went there, and it was, I don't know, I felt so alone and so frightened. And
did you know what questions they were going to ask you on the show?
Well, the thing is that we agreed on some questions. I mean, me, the Cinderella, and the ITV. But when I got there, they kind of made improvisations of their own, and I was like, whoa, I don't remember this from my memory. I didn't learn that response.
Learning responses?
Yes, well, Cinderella Escort literally wrote me like 2 pages to learn and memorize for the show. So when the question comes, I know the perfect answer, the perfect story to be perfect for the people.
So you became infamous almost overnight after that happened. What happened with the media explosion?
Well, they were really hard on me. Like, it was kind of a media attack. And
you felt attacked?
Yes, I truly felt attacked, bullied, and I didn't expect that. Even from my friends, even from classmates and people that I know from Romania, because they called me, liar, how could you go to the TV and lie like this? You are now no longer our friends. And the other people who didn't know the truth, they are going like, oh, I hope you die, and
you got death threats.
Yes, death threats, and that's not truly cool for a teenager, because after that I got into a serious depression.
And no one was there to support you through this? Cinderella Escorts weren't there for the fallout?
Well, the only people that were around me at that point were my parents. I literally stayed isolated in home for like 6 months. I literally lost so much weight. I was like 40 kilos, couldn't get out of my bed. My heart was beating race. I was diagnosed with anorexia. Because of my depression, I didn't want to eat, and I was taking all kinds of antidepressives, and it was very harmful for me. I tried to suicide myself regular times, and I don't know what truly pulled me through, but I mean, I believe in God, and I truly think that He was next to me all this time, because if not, God knows what could happen. Also, I met the love of my life right one day before I wanted to commit suicide again. So I can truly say that He's my savior, and I will owe Him all my life forever. The time passed, so now I'm more opened up about it, because I'm so sorry that I am a very negative influence for all the teenagers, for all the young females, and I don't want to do.
Why do you influence?
Because many girls wrote me, "Hey Alexandra, how was with Cinderella escorts? Should I sell my virginity?" And I just break, and I told them, no, you shouldn't do that by any circumstances. And I told them what I did. I personally lost my virginity with the love of my life.
How many girls would you say contacted you after this, asking about, selling their virginity?
I would say hundreds.
Hundreds?
I would say hundreds. Like, even the past, 2 months, I got messages from girls.
Even a year later, you still have messages from girls asking for how they can copy you.
Exactly. So that's why I'm telling that I feel bad. I feel very bad that I believe people see me as a bad influencer, and I don't want that. I want to come out with the truth, with the best things that you can do in life. I mean, I wish for all the girls in the world to just do this special moment with the special guy for you. Like, you should love him and he should love you, because if that's not the combination, just don't do it.
Yeah. So of course you've admitted that it was in fact a publicity stunt that you feel that you were personally tricked into. Were you a virgin at this time when he contacted you?
Yes, I was a virgin, and the fact that he didn't believe me, and I had to go to EML. It's a hospital from Romania for legacy certificates. So I had to take a virginity test. So
why did he want you to take a virginity test if it was a publicity stunt anyway?
Because when they contacted the news, they said, "Oh, but how can we know that she's a virgin? We need a certificate." And I said, "Okay, I will do that if you need it."
So you didn't sell your virginity in the end. How do you think a girl should lose her virginity?
I think that every girl should lose her virginity with the love of their life, a man who they can trust, a man that respects them, and because it's so special. I didn't know about this, but it's so special. I mean, it's intimate, and it needs a lot of love and compassion and respect. So if you don't have that kind of attraction with the person that you're in a relationship with, just wait. Wait for the right guy, because you shouldn't do it for money, or you shouldn't do anything like that for money, ever.
And there's no amount of money that you think would be worth it? Like,
no.
Even though it's a publicity stunt, if someone actually came up to you and said, here is $2 million,
I wouldn't do it even for $1 billion. I mean, because I know what the experience is. I know, because I literally lived it with my husband, and you will not be able to do that with somebody that you don't love. It's impossible. It's truly impossible.
Obviously, Cinderella Escort promised you, this would only be in London. They won't give your name. They won't tell your parents. No one will find out. When things did explode, when it did go global, when everyone in your country, any of your friends found out and left you, did Cinderella Escort try to help you or support you anyway? Did they try to explain themselves why they went back on their word? Did you hear anything from them afterwards?
No. I kept contacting them and told them, "Look, there are so many reporters on paparazzi after me, and I'm getting so many messages that are not okay. And you know what they said? They said, just don't respond, ignore, that's celebrity, that's what you signed for. You signed for celebrity. And that's when I blocked them, they blocked me, and since then we never talked.
I think in the car you told me that the escort agency actually asked you to send any girls that contacted you to them.
So after I got from the show, the girls that kept on texting me, I didn't know what to do with them, so I texted them to the Cinderella escort and told them, look, there are so many girls that are texting me. And they said, okay, just give our contact details and tell them to come to speak to us. And I said, well, why? I mean, they're just girls who saw me on TV. And they said, just do that because you don't know how to speak to them. We know how to speak to them.
And did you forward any numbers to them?
No numbers. I mean, the girls contact me on IG.
Okay.
So I just gave the link to Cinderella escorts to them, and that's all that I know from them. I mean, no one from the girls texted me.
I can understand that getting yourself out of depression, and certainly the extremity of your case itself. I mean, you tried to commit suicide 5 times, was it?
Yes.
I mean, that's a huge achievement to be able to bring yourself up to where you are now, because you're sitting in front of me and I see this really strong, confident woman.
Thank you so much.
So please, can you share with us how you went through that?
So it was a very, very, very hard process. First, we started with going to some psychiatrist and giving me some prescription pills.
And it was your husband that was he the one that was encouraging you?
Well, he was the one who did all the work. I mean, he is the reason for who I am now. I wouldn't be even here in person if it wouldn't be him. He did everything. I mean, he offered me love, and I mean, I love him so much because without him, I mean, I couldn't do anything. I was always just stuck in my home and doing nothing, you know, and all the Romanians were talking bullshit about me and calling me names, insulting me, and then he came and just to trust me and respect me,
and he believed in you.
And he believed in me, yes. And the thing that he truly could offer me true love and not some bullshit. It was something incredible for me. I mean, I still thank him every day for what he did. And I will thank him for the rest of my life. I want a family with him. I want my kids to be with him. I want everything with him because I love him, and that he's the reason why I'm alive now, 100%.
It's amazing that you're able to be at this point, really. Because I know you're saying, you know, he brought you out of it, and I completely believe that. But you have to know that you're also the strong one for doing it, you know? No matter how much someone else tells you to do something, you have to want to live yourself, you know?
Yes.
So how has rebuilding your life been? Have you managed to make new friends?
No. I mean, the only family that I have now and forever, it will be him. I didn't need new friends. I mean, he has friends and they accept me, and that's truly, truly okay. But I don't need anybody else but him.
What about your family, your mom and dad?
My mom and dad truly loves me, and they got over it so fast. I mean, in 1 or 2 days, they were like, you are our girl, it's so bad that you didn't come and tell us first, and maybe we could give you an advice or something, don't do things by yourself. We love you and we will support you no matter what.
Do you wish that you had gone to your parents when this first happened?
Sincerely, if I could rewind time, I would just tell them, the truth back then. I would come to my mom with my phone and tell my mom, look, this guy texted me, what do I do now? Because that truly changes everything. Like, I wouldn't be going through so much, but hopefully when I rewind, I will not lose what I have now, which is true love and happiness and just everything that every person wishes for, I think.
Well, you might not be able to rewind time, but you speaking about this now means that there are girls out there, you know, girls who have seen this story about you losing your virginity and finding the truth. You know, you can't rewind time and stop it from happening to you, but you certainly helped it stop to other girls.
I hope so. I truly hope so. And I truly have a message for all the girls back home. I want you to focus on yourself. I want you to grow. I want you to empower other women and to learn so much in school, to talk to your parents, tell them everything, because they love you and they will always, always, and always care for you and give you a hand. And also, just don't jump in anybody's arms for not selling but losing your virginity. Just do it with the right guy at the right time, because that's an immense breakout in your life.
And you spoke earlier about rebuilding your life and your studies. Can you tell me more about how you're doing that?
I'm very excited because I applied on UCAS, and I got an offer study from Oxford, from Cambridge, from Hertfordshire, and I think the university that I'm going for would be Cambridge, because they had an office in Romania. But in that period of time, I would like to take some other tests, so maybe I could go to America at Harvard. My truly dream job would be to be businesswoman and to own couple agencies and corporations and all of that, and maybe just get myself into the Forbes.
Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for just speaking so openly to me. I know some of the things we spoke about is incredibly hard to talk about, not just to me, but the fact that you're sharing it with the world, your experience with this. I think even though you don't see yourself as a victim, and even though you don't think that anyone's at fault, that you made mistakes, at the end of the day, I think you should be easier on yourself a little bit, because you were only 17. You were promised fame and your dream modeling career job, and I think in that point, you know, you were manipulated. But we don't have to end on that. I just really wanted to tell you that personally. So that's what I think. And you've become a strong, amazing woman. You're working on your studies, and that's, you know, that's amazing. But don't think that whatever happened that led to the depression and the suicide, don't think that that was purely your fault, because it never was. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Really. But no, thank you so much for coming in today and telling us everything. I know it was hard, and I'm really glad we were able to get the truth out.
It was very nice to be here, and truly I love when women empower each other and they just get to chit-chat, express themselves, and